Okay.
Okay.
We're rolling. We're rolling.
So it's
So anytime you want,
okay.
because it's rolling right now.
Rolling, rolling,
Rolling.
Keep them doggies rolling right.
Don't try to understand them. Just rope and throw
and
and
brand them.
soon we'll be living high and wide.
You know, that's not a forever battery.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so here we are. It's Veterans Day 2019. I'm with my brother Kerry Ardell Ringstead. I'm Arnold Dwayne Ringstead. And this is Mary Frances Arujo Gobea Ringstead, my wife. So Kerry and I were reminiscing the other day, talking about the day I came back from Vietnam. And I guess they were expecting me. I'd been in contact with them, and that was the day. And Kerry will tell you his perspective of what was going on. I have a vivid memory of walking down the sidewalk to the house, and they were living in 317 West Walnut.
371.
371 West Walnut.
Dixon.
Little yellow house with a white picket fence.
Yep.
And when I walked down the sidewalk, Dad was typical dad in coveralls, standing outside, painting the white picket fence because God forbid it got any blisters in the paint. It had to be perfect. So and Carrie saw it from inside. That house had this huge picture window.
Yeah, it had the red. I think actually it was still red. The house was red, and I think the reason Dad was painting the picket fence that day is because he wanted to be outside and see Cork coming or be ready to jump in the truck and go. So, and of course he couldn't sit still. So it was my job to be inside the house and positioned by the phone for when the phone rings from either the airport or the bus station, I guess, to go get Cork. And Mom was working. She was cleaning one of her little old lady's houses. So it was my job to stay by the phone and I don't know, it must have been in the morning, I guess. It seems to me it was probably mid-morning, late morning.
Yeah.
And I heard Dad, heard his voice. He sounded a little excited, and I looked through this big plate glass window, and then there's Dad standing up, shaking Cork's hand profusely, and here's Cork in his dress blues, and it was a foggy day.
Yeah.
It was a real foggy day, like it gets in Dixon in November. And there he was. He just kind of walked out of the fog, and there he, guess he'd taken the bus from San Francisco or somewhere, and got dropped off in Dixon and just walked to the house, which was only, I don't know, probably a 10-minute walk or something.
And I traveled how many thousand miles and ended up in Dixon, and the bus company lost my bag with all my papers in it.
That's Greyhound, leave the driving to us. Yeah. So then I had to call Mom where she was and tell her that Cork was home, and I think actually Dad went to get her, even though it wasn't that far away, and might have even taken you because they were a little excited. They were waiting with bated breath for Cork to. I was excited too. I was excited as I get. When we come home, and it was a big surprise.
Sort of. I had something I was going to say. Now I can't.
And that was 51 years ago today. Yep. I was 2. Are we good? That's good. Okay. Oh, and Dad always called he never called it Veterans Day. He always called it Armistice Day.
Oh, yeah.
He always called it Armistice Day.
Yeah, I remember him telling me about it, why it was when it was 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month.
Yep. And it was always Armistice Day. And he always talked about the Armistice Day blizzard in 1940, I think it was.
Yeah.
Which is a big thing in Minnesota. A lot of people died.
I have another thought that I was thinking it was kind of cool. I can't remember it now. We'll have to add it.
Well, we'll edit all this together so we can just roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was an exciting time, though. That was exciting. I remember that whole year You know, we were always watching Walter Cronkite in the evening, and he was always giving the report of what's going on in Vietnam. And,
How many were dead?
yeah, and I remember the Christmas year in Vietnam that they televised the Bob Hope special, which was probably weeks later, you know, or whenever. And he was at Cameron Bay, and Mom and Dad
I was there.
were looking hard at our little 19-inch screen, and I'm sure they probably saw you out of the 10,000 GIs that he was playing to there.
And Fran's brother Bobby was there
Right,
same time.
Was he really
Same time, yeah.
at Cameron Bay?
He was an Army medic.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So it was a whole different time in this world, although it was crazy, but it's just as crazy now.
Yeah. And how old were you when you came home from Vietnam then? You were,
19,
let's see,
pushing 20,
well, you've been 21.
21.
If it was 69, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. No, not 69, 68.
yeah,
You were 20.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you were 68.
Just a kid,
Yeah,
a clueless kid.
that's right, because it was 67 to 68 you were there. Yep. That's our intro.
So here we are, this many years later. We come from a very military family. Even the Arujo Gobeas have a history of serving. Fran's dad was in, and many of her uncles were in. Your dad was in World War II and
Right.
wounded, I think.
I didn't know that. I read about that this morning. That Rosie wrote about that.
Earned a Silver Star, I think.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
or a Bronze Star, silver bronze.
Yeah.
He was awarded.
Wounded in the Pacific and
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. They were gunned down over near Tarawa.
Carla, yeah.
And so they were gunned down there by the Japanese, and Dad didn't swim, but he made it out. They all jumped out of the airplane or whatever, came down into the ocean, and then the pilot couldn't swim, so Dad saved the pilot. They were not that far from shore, so he was able to save the pilot and some of the other guys, so,
Wow.
because he was a gunner,
Yeah.
so
Wow.
that was his stint.
Oh my gosh. And he wasn't very old then, I bet, right? He was about the
No.
same age as Dad, right?
Yeah, he was the same age as Dad, except October to, then Dad was December,
So
yeah.
early 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah.
Let's take a think break.
Okay. Think break.
Would you